I sucked my belly in.
Yeah.
I thought I was sick this morning because I woke up. I like to sleep I like to sleep in the cold, so I was in AC last night. I woke up this morning and I couldn't tell if I was sick or if I just had a sore throat because of the cold. But I walked like 10 blocks down.
Yeah, but they've been around for like
I can't think of it. I walked down that way.
we still got 40 yards. And we still have enough total. Let me ask you a question. If I fly to Dallas, hold on, answer my question. Answer my question. If I fly to Dallas right now, and I take a tour of the stadium, will there still be foul trophies in that case? All right, then. But here's my question. Don't argue, man. You're not going to win this argument. They 8-0. They played, you know, they beat the Steelers. They beat the Steelers. Y'all be talking backup. Y'all be talking backup. What he 5-0? Hey, they got one ring like 58. Every other team got like 2-3. I'm black, so I have my Houston hat on tonight. I have my but listen, you don't show them back, right? Show them back.
Right in here would be good. Right in here. Got about 6 minutes. He's going to walk out right where that comes.
The bus is about to be here. How you feeling? I can't hear you. How you feeling? So, just a couple of rules. Bus is about to come in here. Watch everybody get on the other side of right there. Make sure you're excited when he gets here. We got the congressman here. We got the commissioner here. It's going to be good.
Marcel. Marcel. I want my loud, rowdy sisters and brothers from the Laborers Union to give it up for the next governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Shapiro! And it's going to make Austin Davis. Y'all see this, right? Yes. The election is Tuesday. Vote. Get your people out to vote. We never ask you to vote for anyone else but yourself. A vote for Shapiro Davis is a vote for you. We know what we got under Governor Wolf.
Yes.
We know what we got. Give him a round of applause. This beautiful training school is the results of Governor Wolf and our Senator Sharif Street Art Camp grant. They gave us a grant to do this. The convention center money. Funding Philadelphia Housing Authority. The infrastructure bill. Every opportunity, Governor Wolf has been there. And Josh Shapiro is the same type of guy. I am going to now turn it over for a second to the namesake of this building. This is Sam Staten Jr. Training facility. Sam Staten Jr.
First and foremost, God is good. We know what we got to do on Tuesday. We got a great candidate in Josh Davis. We got to get it done. If Philadelphia come through, I ain't worried about them other. We come out like we supposed to in Philadelphia, we do what we need to do. So, Josh, you got them blue corners out there you worried about? Philly gonna come out and pull this thing out for you. Make sure it happens.
We didn't want to invite, the laborers, you came out, we appreciate you. We need you to come out today. We're knocking doors, we're canvassing. Tomorrow, call, text, send messenger pigeon. This is a fight between good and evil. I really don't say that. Mastriano's evil.
That's it.
He's evil.
Say it, Brian.
He's evil. You don't like blacks, you don't like Jews, you don't like women. He only like one person, Mastriano. That's it. And money. You don't have to do that. But it's not going to be long. We're here to welcome people that's going to say great things about Josh, but I have to say great things about this next speaker. Dwight Evans was a longtime state rep. He was the chair of appropriations. We got what we wanted in Philadelphia. We supported Dwight to go to Congress. And Sam and I sat on the stage and we said, Dwight's going to find his way to the money. Second term, he's on the most powerful committee in Washington, D.C., Ways and Means. And he's still bringing money back to Philadelphia. Dwight Evans.
I'll get close to you. Get close to you because you're the workers. You are the bricks and the mortar of all of us. You laid the foundation. So I want to thank you for all that you do. Every day that you do, every single day that you're working allows all of us. Without you, we don't get anywhere. So I want you to recognize that. And I thank Ryan for that comment, but it's really you and what you do every single day. I have the pleasure of introducing a young man who has an awful lot of energy and a lot of drive, that the one and only state senator of this area, Sharif Street.
Laborers, are we going to come on out? No, Mr. State, your dad always used to say, we're going to be about as subtle as a freight train. We know where we are. The A-train, bro. The A-train. He called it the A-train. He said that was the A-train coming. You know, it's important what we're doing today. It's important that we elect Josh Shapiro the next governor of Pennsylvania. It's important because I have the distinction, I won't call it the pleasure or the honor, but I have the distinction of serving with the Republican nominee. He's a guy who, when in office, if elected, will push forward what he calls right to work, but it means right to work for less money, right to work for no benefits, right to work. Right to work is a right. It's taking away your rights to organize. And that's what he's planning to do. But he won't stop there. He's already talking about decertifying election machines for the 2024 election in our community because he's coming for your right to vote. He's coming for women's rights.
He has marched with the Proud Boys, who are a white supremacist group, and is unapologetic about that. That's who he is. That's who he says he is. He held hearings to double down on that. Hearings in which he attacked our next governor. Attacked him because he's standing for us. Because he's fighting for us. And there's this fallacy out there that somehow he thinks he's going to keep people safe. Well, let's put the record straight. When the time came to deal with the crimes and violence, what was his solution? Permitless carry and no background checks. To flood the community with even more guns. But our Attorney General, who's our next governor, worked to take 40 to 50,000 ghost guns off the streets of Pennsylvania. He went after the opioid manufacturers that were pushing poison in our communities to get rid of drugs. And he didn't just go after guys on the corner, he went after the guys that wear suits that were pushing in our communities to begin with. That's who he is, and that's who he's going to be when he's governor. And I want to say, additionally, they talk about public safety. Governor Wolf, we need to acknowledge that it was your administration that moved forward $300 million to keep up the crime prevention program. The Wolf Fetterman administration. And I want to tell you something. I have a pleasure to introduce the next speaker, because you all know, and I thank you for all the ones who came forward and rallied around our family. When on July 4th, 2021, we lost a loved one in a mass shooting in West Philadelphia when Lala was killed. But it was Representative Austin Davis who stepped forward to partner with me to create the Crime Prevention Caucus, to set the mood in the legislature, to get a bill on the Governor Wolf's desk, to make sure that that money, that crime prevention money, was there. Austin has walked the walk. He's talked the talk. And I'm so glad that Josh has worked with him to be our next Lieutenant Governor. It's my pleasure to introduce the next Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, who will make history as the first African-American to hold that position, Representative Austin Davis.
Are there any union workers in the house? Are there any union workers in the house? It's so great to be here with the laborers, to Ryan. Thank you so much to Sam for all the work that you guys have done to support Josh and I. And just on a personal note, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your hard work helping me get through the primary. And if it wasn't for Philadelphia, I wouldn't be here to be Pennsylvania's next Lieutenant Governor. You know, I'm running for Lieutenant Governor for two primary reasons. One, to help Josh take on the big fights that I know we're going to have in the months and years ahead. But the second reason is to be a fighter for working class families here in Pennsylvania. That's something that's deeply personal to me. I'm the proud son of a union bus driver and a hairdresser. Literally, my dad's driving a bus today in the city of Pittsburgh to help folks get where they need to go. And my family, just like many of yours, often had to get creative to make ends meet. We had to get creative to make sure that my sister and I could become first-generation college graduates. We had to get creative to make sure that I could become the first black state representative to represent my district. And we had to get creative to make sure that I could possibly on Tuesday become Pennsylvania's first black lieutenant governor. You know, I'm so glad to be back here in Philly with the person who's the most special person in my life, Pennsylvania's next Second Lady, Blair Holmes Davis. You know, look, we're 72 hours away from what is the most important election of our lifetime. And I'm here to tell you, and I know many of you guys have been involved before, you know each election is important, but I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, this election right here is the most important election of our lifetime. Josh and I are running against the most extreme and dangerous Republican ticket in the country. Full stop. Doug Mastriano talks about destroying the union way of life, making Pennsylvania a right-to-work state. And make no mistake about it, Sharif and I, year after year, have fought back right-to-work legislation. The next General Assembly is going to give the next governor a right-to-work bill to do away with the union way of life here in Pennsylvania. Doug Mastriano will sign that bill. I will proudly stand next to Josh Shapiro as he vetoes that bill, and we protect the union way of life here in Pennsylvania. Look, I know I'm from the other side of the state, but the one thing Pittsburgh and Philly have in common is we're union towns. And I'm here to tell you, Harrisburg will always be a union town when Josh Shapiro and I are serving you as governor and lieutenant governor. This is a battle for our basic fundamental rights and fundamental freedoms, from a woman's right to choose to make her own reproductive health care decisions, to making sure we secure the ballot box. We're voting in this election to make sure we can vote in future elections. You know, I think about my grandparents a lot as I close out this campaign and think about what they fought for. They fought to make sure that I had the right to vote. They came to Pennsylvania from the South in search of a better life for our family. And I'm sure many of your families have that same story. But they fought to make sure that I had the right to chart my own destiny. They fought to make sure that I could shape my community and my Commonwealth at the ballot box, that my voice would be heard. And I'm here to say, brothers and sisters, we're not going back to a time where black and brown people or women are treated like second-class citizens. We're going to build a Pennsylvania that values our diversity and views it as a strength and lifts everyone up and leaves no one behind. That is our promise to each and every one of you for as long as we're blessed enough to hopefully serve you as Pennsylvania's next governor and lieutenant governor. I could not be more thrilled to be in this fight with someone who has never shied away from taking on the big fights here in Pennsylvania, who has never shied away from standing up for workers. When companies seek to take advantage of workers here in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro has always stood in the gap. And I'm here to tell you they will have to go through him as our next governor if they want to take advantage of workers here in Pennsylvania. You know, we have had a great governor for the last 8 years. Tom Wolf has stood in the gap. He has fought back some of the most extreme bills that the Pennsylvania General Assembly has sent to his desk, and he has delivered real results for working class families here in Pennsylvania. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Tom Wolf.
And the next lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. So before I get into election, let me just say something. One of the great privileges of my life, and I've only been in politics now for 8 years. Before that, I was doing something else. But one of the first people I met when I started to run, and actually didn't throw me out of his office, was Ryan Boyer. Now wait. You remember what you said? Ryan looked at me afterwards. He told someone. He said, "Now, he's a really nice guy, but there's no way he's going to win." His wife thought I was. And then after that, as I ran, I got more support from unions, but especially the laborers. And it has been a real privilege to represent you. But on Tuesday, that's election day, we have another big consequential decision to make. And there are two things that we ought to be thinking about. The first thing is, okay, I'm going to brag a little bit here. Over the last 8 years, Pennsylvania has come a long way. $3.7 billion dedicated. We have put money into violence prevention. We have a lot of work to do, but we have finally gotten Harrisburg to listen to the folks in places like Philadelphia. What's going on? That has made a difference. And we've done all these things and put Pennsylvania's finances on a sound foundation. We now have $5 billion in the rainy day fund. When I got there, we had $200,000. You know how many minutes that's worth? 20 minutes. Now, you laugh at that, but there's actually one state that was worse than Pennsylvania. That was Illinois. They had 11 minutes. But 20 minutes is pathetic. It was pathetic. We have $5 billion now. We have a structural budget surplus. We had a structural budget deficit. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, but my point is that when you do things that actually help people, when you invest in education, when you invest in neighborhoods, good things actually happen. It's not like the draconian, dismal swamp that the Republicans handed me 8 years ago. So one of the things we've got to decide is, do we want to go back to where we were 8 years ago? With the candidate these guys are facing, what they're asking us to do is go back 800 years, not 8 years. Do we really want to do that? And I think the answer is no. Second thing is, when you go to the polls, when you vote, you're voting for two really good people. I've worked with both of them. Austin Davis was a big, high-up official out in Pittsburgh. Then he came to the state house special election. As soon as he got there, he got a seat on the very powerful Appropriations Committee. He has been a stalwart. Nothing important has gotten done. Things haven't gotten done unless they've had his stamp of approval. The other person, right, obviously, is the next governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. He was a state rep when I first met him. He's done that. He was a county commissioner. He was chair of the Montgomery County Commission. Then he was attorney general. And in each and every one of those positions, he did extraordinary things. He's going to do extraordinary things as Pennsylvania's governor. And he has the means to do that. He is going to protect citizens. He's going to protect workers. He's going to protect communities. Please welcome the next governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro.
Hey, everybody. Go Philly. It's good to see all of you here. We got any laborers in the house? Any bricklayers here? There we go. I know we got some Teamsters. I am very proud to be standing in front of a house built by labor, for labor, and for the future of this great Commonwealth. Right here. This building and all of you represent exactly what we're trying to build here together in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. A place where we give all God's children an opportunity to succeed, to get a great education, to be able to go out in the workforce with the skills they need, to be able to do good for them and for their families, to create opportunity for all. I'm dedicated to making sure we invest in our public schools, invest in educational opportunities for all children. And I am committed to making sure every one of our students, when they walk to and from school, they have safe streets to walk on. People have a right to both be safe and feel safe in their communities. So yeah, we'll have more police in our communities, but they'll be properly trained. They'll look like the people they're sworn to protect, and they will see the humanity in our children. Good schools, safe communities, an economy that lifts everybody up. It starts by raising wages, by taking advantage of the hard work that organized labor has done over decades. How about we make sure everybody has at least a $15 minimum wage here in the county? When I'm governor, we will invest in, hear me on this, union apprenticeship program. You'll know that union apprentices earn 30% more in wages over their careers. We should make that a reality for all Pennsylvanians. You know, as Attorney General, I've protected the union way of life. As your governor, I'm going to expand the union way of life here in the Commonwealth. And when anybody tries to mess with you, take away your livelihood, I want you to know where I stand. When they put that bill on my desk to make this a right-to-work state, I'll invite all of you to Harrisburg. We'll have a big old veto signing ceremony. This will never be a right-to-work state so long as I'm your governor. And we're going to open up the doors of opportunity for more people to be able to walk through. You know, when I'm governor, sorry, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to need you to lift your voices up to help me out over these next 72 hours. When I'm governor, we're going to open up the doors of opportunity for people who have been shut out. On day one of a Shapiro-Davis administration, I will sign an executive order doing away with the college degree requirement for thousands of state jobs. Let's give more people an opportunity to succeed in our Commonwealth. Good schools.
schools, safe communities, an economy that lifts everybody up. And we got to do this work to protect our rights and our freedoms. That means making sure you can worship where you want. That women can control their own bodies, not some politician in Harrisburg. And that when you vote, your vote counts for the person you want. That your vote counts because it matters for our democracy. And it matters that we honor the legacy of our ancestors who did this hard work for us to get us to this point. I'll be damned if I'm going to let anybody step on the hard work they did and take away your right to vote. We will always protect them. Our rights and our futures are on the line right now, and hear me on this. My name may be on the ballot, but it really is your right, your freedom, the future of our Commonwealth that's on the line right now. So this is a moment where I need you to rise up and speak up and seek a more just and perfect society where we're going to look our kids and grandkids in the eye and we're going to say to them, we're going to leave this place better for you than the way we found it. Are you with me? So we got 3 days to do this hard work. Listen, when you get home, if you still have a ballot sitting on your kitchen table, first I'm going to look you in the eye and say, what the hell are you waiting for, right? I want you to fill that ballot out. I want you, hang on, Ryan. I love Ryan, but hang on. You got to fill that ballot out. Then you got to stick it in the secrecy envelope, right? No naked ballots. Then you got to put it in the outer envelope. I want you to seal it. Omar knows. I want you to sign it. And then, Ryan, date it. Put the right date. And then I want you to take that ballot. I want you to walk down to City Hall where Omar set up a box where you can put your ballot in. And here's what I know. It will be counted here in Philadelphia. 18 drop boxes across this city. And if you don't have a ballot yet and you plan to vote on Election Day, the way I will with my wife Lori and our daughter Sophia, I want you to just think today about what your plan is to vote. I want you to think, are you going before work or after work, on your lunch break? You bringing the kids or not? Work around their schedules. Now is the time to make your plan to vote. You're here today because you have a vote. But here's the last thing I want to say. You're also here today because you have a voice. And this is a moment where I need to hear your voice. I need you to get around this great city and let people know what's at stake. If they want good schools for our kids and safe streets to walk on, an economy that's going to lift everybody up, the protection of our fundamental freedoms, real freedoms, not the kind of stuff that other guy talks about, but real freedoms where we lift everybody up, no matter what you look like or where you come from, who you love or who you pray to, then you got to vote and you got to use your voice, and we got 72 hours to get this work done. So if you can give me 3 days of hard work, then I'm going to bust my ass for you for the next 4 years. Thank you all very much. Now, I want you to get up here and sign my bus. Thank you. Let's go, Jeff! 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 Come sign the bus. Come sign the bus, guys.